Shweta, you almost preempted my next question. You mentioned that you work with some very understanding and appreciative women leaders. But various studies and researchers show that women representation in leadership positions actually still continues to be considerably low.
Yeah.
And so I want to get a sense from you, what could be the reasons for this reality? And you alluded to it, but how much do you think it's about women wanting and being ready to lead, and how much is it about organizations and ecosystems needing to be more supportive and accepting of women leadership?
I think it's you're absolutely right. It is both ways, right? So also it goes down to what I would call at two levels: the physical infrastructure. So there are stages of life that possibly needs more support. So you're dependent on the surrounds, whether it is your family, or whether it is your own willpower, or whether it's how easy is it for me to be able to do the duality that obviously nature or life choices kind of bring in over there. And there is the biggest barrier I feel is organizations walking the talk when they promise, and the fact that diversity and inclusion is not just a number that you report in your annual report, or and hence walking the talk. So creating conditions in a way that that women continue. It's just the way nature made it, right? So it's not easy to for a person to say that if I can if I'm not economically dependent on a means of earning, it's very easy to fall off that radar, right? That if my existence or my economy doesn't depend on it. But I see increasingly individuals are choosing to remain in the corporate journeys because they find passion, because they find satiation, and because it is important to them, right? It is not about the fact that I'm married to a certain person, and I feel that the equality quotient between, say, two partners is also getting better. And that is why I go back to my previous point that your partners or male members in the society in general are also progressing and evolving with that piece of time. Coming back to the organizations, and also I think the larger societal ecosystems, we need to really look at simple infrastructural solves, right? And we know that half of us possibly can have a more enriched life if commuting was easier, right? And you could, if you could not be stuck in traffic for hour and a half, you could possibly look after your own health and well-being in a much better way, rather than this thing. And which is why I remember when we were young, I remember I started working in Bombay, Sudhir, and if you would go in the local, you would see women chopping vegetables and whatever. I mean, I call that early lesson in productivity. That we have so many workshops on productivity right now. I think that was the greatest example of productivity. That why not use the time to keep everything. They would buy sabzi. I remember you would step out of the office space. They would buy vegetables, they would sit and chop and chit chat, and voila, you go home, and dinner is kind of half ready. So I think infrastructure is a big calling, and I think as the civil authorities start looking at hubs which are SEZs or office spaces, and post COVID, the hybrid formation of working is becoming a more norm. I think infrastructure is one big thing where both organizations and society in general can come and create a larger ability for women to participate in economic activities a lot more and not to drop off because of support systems. And a thought process, even you're designing a office working center, design a space for possibly for younger kids to be taken, to be looked after, or grocery shopping to be happening, right there. Those are little things that really enable a lot more, and I think organizations need to take lead in thinking future back, to let more and more people participate in the working cultures and the working life that we want to make around us.